At BFBS Creative, we are creative storytellers. We are specialists in unravelling the untold, even from the most difficult locations. We help you reach the audiences you need to reach. From documentary interviews to addressing communication hurdles and crafting your content strategy, we can do it all. We thrive in the toughest environments, ensuring your stories are told brilliantly.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the RAF Storm Shadows channel. I am once again joined by the immeasurably enthusiastic Roman in the commentary box this evening, Roman. And as you can see on your screens there, it is the RAF Storm Shadows taking on the Army Esports side. A fascinating insight into what we might come to expect in the inter-services. But for tonight, it's the Armed Forces Dungeon League. Let's get this show started.
Carries this forward, gets 50 with Fraz. Ed gets into that one. Envy tucks it away. And as I say, they need an opening goal. They have managed to get one here, 1-0.
Frazic though does some nice defensive work, but P finds Cedric. Cedric finds Envy. Beautiful stuff from the RAF Storm Shadows. 2-0.
Approximately a minute and a half left to go. Envy goes for a pass to P. P with a shot. P with a goal. Tucked away in the top left corner. 2-1 to the RAF Storm Shadows, and they are shining through here. After the Army, they've struggled to rotate. They struggled to get into position after kickoff, and P managing to give the RAF Storm Shadows that advantage
Didn't
again.
have a lot to work with, didn't have a lot of the goal to aim at, but he put it in the one place that it was going to go to, and Cedric makes it 3. And the floodgates are beginning to open here for the RAF Storm Shadows. A great 30-second burst, and now they've just got to hold it or even go for more.
Air power wins matches in Rocket League, and you can't tell me otherwise, as Ed will tuck that one away, and the Storm Shadows have the advantage here with 3 minutes left to go. Nothing about air superiority there. P just managing to get a pass across. A very strong 50 indeed, and Ed had an entire net to tuck it away. 1-0 to the Storm Shadows, and the Army, they've been crumbling since game 3. Control this one and take it downfield, intercepted immediately by Ed, and this pressure from the Storm Shadows has been relentless, and Envy, the man from Cosford, will tip this away to make it 2-0, and almost an improbable comeback for the Army to try and pull off with 90 seconds left to go. The way they've been playing, the RAF Storm Shadows, they're currently unstoppable.
The RAF Storm Shadows, an incredible goal. They've done it again, and it's 2-0 now, and it's 3-0 now. The lead looking unassailable.
Away, gives Ed some time here on the sidewall, gets it up. P is on the backboard lurking. Is Ed going to get this one away? No, but Envy's going to be there. Envy's going to tuck it away. It's 4-1 to the RAF Storm Shadows. Rose-tinted glasses are on, and I don't care. It is game over. The RAF have trampled the Army. 4-1, could be 5-1. I don't care what the scoreline is. It's going to be game over with 1:06 left to go. You're going to have me in the commentary box. I'm going to be hyping the boys the entire time, not just the Storm Shadows, the Sentinels and the Shadows as well, as this game comes to a close with almost P tucking away a very nice shot there, just drops at the death. Storm Shadows 3, the Army Sparrows 1, and well, the Storm Shadows did it in fashion late on.
Hi, I'm AS1T Stelios Elia. In-game, I am known as SE1997.
Corporal Elliot Greenwood, and in-game I'm known as G-Wood.
My name is AS1 Tech Edward Nussey-Waite, otherwise known as Cedric in-game.
It's already looking like they've upped the bar from last year, which is a really tough job to even do that. We are looking forward, not just myself, but as a team, to going out on that stage and representing the Royal Air Force as best as we can.
Playing up on a stage like this is the first time. We had a thing called Rank A, where it was all the top players played against each other, and then we picked our teams. I've finally made it into the first team after a lot of hard work.
Both my teammates are really talented. We gel super well. Really looking forward to playing with them on stage and seeing what we can do.
For mine, the leadership were outstanding, no issues at all.
Not just from my own personal line management, but also the Royal Air Force Esports Association backed us very well, I should say, and made sure we had all the support we needed to get here, and they're always a phone call away if we do need them for anything.
Really excited to play Coast Guard. It'll be closer than everyone thinks after playing them. We think we stand a bit of a fighting chance.
The second Air Force team, emphasis on second there. We're a solid team, three really good players who could do some damage for sure.
Although we are in different forces across NATO, we are colleagues, so it's nice to meet them in person and just have a laugh and play against them and hopefully beat them as well.
You ready? AFG, you're washed.
Coast Guard, you ain't as good as you think you are. We're coming for you.
Space Force, Stick to mini golf.
We're going to win it.
No, we're not.
We're going to win it. We're going all the way.
I thought it was good until I saw them play. The Americans will never hear the end of it if we end up winning somehow.
Look, I'll shake on it. You know me, I don't drink. I will drink heavily if we win.
That the pressure put down. Stelios with no boost thrown into corner will be wildly out of position. G-Wood needs to put it to the air. Don't go towards net on this one. Instead, Cedric go for the double touch. It's a beautiful finisher. 19 seconds into OT, and the RAF already going to match point.
That's right, boys. Once again, I'm joined alongside none other than Stelios. Stelios, at the very start of that match, you pointed out the fact that the strategy was aggression, was confidence. Do you personally feel like you guys delivered on all fronts?
Yeah, it was a series that we just stuck to the plan and executed it to perfection. I felt really good myself. I felt the other boys also played their part individually, and then we executed the plan as a team together. It was almost perfection, which means we've got to live up to that in the next round as well. So we can't just rest on our laurels. We've got to take it forward.
Well, for you personally, you were the first one to score goals across, I think, 2 or 3 of those matches that we saw there as well. Was that part of the game plan for you to be the force of nature, as it were, in this matchup?
I'm certainly a force of nature, but usually not in front of goal. It's usually Cedric or G-Wood that are bagging the goals when it counts. However, the way we're set up is it doesn't matter who has the chance to score. It could be any one of us. The way we play, we create spaces for anyone to score. And it just so happened that it was me that was in the prime position to put it in the back of the net, and thankfully I did.
Half, but not for too much longer. Sentinels have broken free, although only momentarily. Now into the retreat. Cedric and Asher, not for the first time today, failing to meet the problem at the source.
That's Cedric though. Air gets just the tiniest of the resets on that ball, but it pushes it just over the edge where Asher cannot grab it.
And there's an equal response from Sames. Asher in the interception, but straight to G-Wood. Oh, and he shoots just past the post. Stelios! 2-2 at last. Another sucker punch. How strong is that proverbial jawline? And actually, you can see the severity of the situation. There's no smiles. And Sames, again, waits it out. Stelios now looking for Cedric. Oh, that's a beautiful layoff.
For Storm Shadows, of course, we're going to be showcasing the other lower bracket match as well. It's going to be coming up on your screen later on. Just a quick cut where there's only one life for the team and there is no field for mistakes.
I feel like it's easier said than done. I also worry that this might be too simple a statement to make of the situation, Jam. For the Sentinels, is it really as clear-cut as get it? And all the while, time being burned off the clock. Still 2-1 Sentinels, but that's going to change very quickly. I feel like I put on my crown, Jam. The King of Cursed is back.
For Shaman as well to look and demo or bump the player out of the way. Not on that attempt. I'm pretty sure Storm Shadows will be thinking about it. That's certainly one thing on Cedric's mind though. Goals, goals, and more goals.
Cedric actually just lays off, allows Sames the room, but then wiggles his way through all on his own. Cedric to G-Wood, it's a save, but it's not enough. 2-1 Storm Shadows.
The ball caroms off the oncoming player with a series-winning goal scored just 30 or so seconds before the end of the game. It is the Royal Air Force Storm.
Spirited a performance as that was. Let us not forget that they have now tripled their game output in a single. Do apply. And that resource will eventually run out in the form of boost. Oh, very sneaky from Cedric. Lovely flick over the top of everybody. Oh, it's a spectacular from Cedric.
Space Force just a little bit. Exchange of long-range efforts, but I do love the proactivity and Reed's shot. Cedric denies it. Crossbar post out.
That is fortuitous. And now they're down the other side with a potential opportunity. G-Wood snuffed at the near post. 3 minutes plus! And they don't need the 3 minutes plus, just shy of. Cedric with a stunner, and it's match point for the Storm Shadows. Doubling up now. This suits Space Force just fine. 1-0 advantage. A slender one, yes, but one nonetheless. And Space Force relying a lot more on demos, but who needs demos, Jam? Where you've got G-Wood, what a redirect. Sometimes you got to throw that experience out the window and play the game in front of you. But I'm not going to commit to a certain way of thinking. I'll let you as the audience decide. And I'll let these players on the pitch decide. I tell you what, G-Wood is getting a bit of a handle, a bit of a knack on creating these goals out of nothing.
They do so gracefully.
You know, Space Force press not as intensive as I would like to see personally, and that's allowing the Storm Shadows not just time on the ball to get out of defense, but to get shots away, Jam, and Stelios has just put them ahead.
Cannot get it out as far as the midfield line. Still keep on returning. Cedric sees that there's just no opportunity for Ethan to raise it down from his head, and Cedric wins it in overtime for Royal Air Force. A 7-game thriller with 1 extra minute of the overtime. He is the absolute star player of that Storm Shadow side.
The runners-up rise. RAF Storm Shadows continue their lower bracket journey. The Space Force valiant until the end. But in the end, it was Cedric, a man who made a couple of mistakes earlier on, a man who let Space Force back into the game, who truly struts his stuff when it matters most. Wow.
Stelios, the most animated.
Stel, talk to me, because we had a few overtimes in this series as a whole. Game number 3 in particular, you were looking incredibly stressed. The comms between your team, I'm assuming, were a little bit chaotic.
At times it was very, very chaotic. Yeah, you're right. You're spot on with that. And in those moments, it's actually Cedric, or as we know him, Ed, who takes a second just to scream out comms, 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 comms. And then in that moment, we snap back in from whatever dream we were in previously. And we're back in.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. The wrong one. I'm going to go back to the right one. For whatever reason, my bindings are being weird. But we are back. It is, once again, Stelios and Cedric live on the RAF Storm Shadows channel. It is an interesting affair that awaits us. We have just seen professional gameplay. This is gameplay not quite on the same comparison, but still as interesting, as dramatic, nevertheless. And it's Cedric to join me alongside again for the RAF Hurricanes defending their 4th place spot against the RAF Vulcans. Cedric, how do you see this one going?
I think it's going to be a tight one. I think it is going to be a tight one. I think this could go either way. And yeah, I really hope it goes all the way. I hope it goes to game 7. And I hope we get an entertaining one for everybody in the stream. Which, by the way, welcome everybody.
Yeah, and we are going straight into it. It is on the blue side, the defending RAF Hurricanes, and on your orange side, the attacking RAF Vulcans, who put in their token just before the Christmas break, and it was quickly accepted and the date arranged by the RAF Hurricanes as they come immediately on the hunt. There was Cuddles steaming in at the near post, and he is starting this game very, very sharply as he rotates back. Of course, the captain of the RAF Hurricanes looking to lead his side to defending their 4th place position.
And they have brought out their strongest roster today. There's no Alex on the side of the Hurricanes, just as there is no Jonesy on the side of the Vulcans. And Jonesy's arguably could improve this roster, but there's also an argument against him not improving this Vulcans roster. So I think it's a strong roster brought out from both sides. So hopefully we get a really, really close match. And yeah, it's nice to see JDS back on the pitch, because I feel like I haven't seen him on the pitch for a while.
JDS is certainly it's an unfortunate moment for the Hurricanes, but JDS steams in and makes sure that one stayed hit. The opening opportunity there was a Cuddle shot that got saved by Dumpling, but JDS on hand to slot that one home, and it's 1-0 to the RAF Hurricanes. And who is your money on? There really is a debate about which team should, on paper, win. It's hard to say. You have Roman, who is GC2. You have Grand Champ players all round, really, on the Vulcans.
So on paper, technically there should be a Vulcans win, right? But as you can see, the Hurricanes in almost Shadow-esque style have a way of navigating matches against technically better opposition and coming out on top, and they are looking to do the same today.
Yeah, and I don't, would you class it as an upset if Hurricanes won this matchup? I know that I think it would be a slight upset, but it's close to call.
Really is a tough one to say. Like, it's... Oh, I wouldn't want to be on any side of that debate, but I'd like to see what happens. And in any case, the RAF Hurricanes, we've started off the better side, and JDS bagging his brace of the game. You said it before we even went live, and you say that as we went live as well, the JDS, one of the danger men for the RAF Hurricanes, and he shows exactly why. He is one of the most valuable players on this pitch right now, with another goal to double the Hurricanes lead.
Indeed, and there is a prediction in chat. You have 1 minute and 10 seconds left to vote on it. For who do you think is going to take this series? I've voted already. I've put all my eggs in one basket. But let's see you guys vote for. You've got 1 minute left, so get your predictions in there and win some channel points.
There is a shooting opportunity for Rick Sanchez, who I guess has to be Bale. It can't be anybody else but Bale. With a name like that, Doromus will come across and collect the ball there. Flicked high in towards Bale. Can't quite get there. Doromus going for a cut across Cuddles, but Cuddles was solid. JDS infield towards Dumpling. Dumpling will climb for it, and 50s with Halves, who was alive to the danger. Very nice save from Halves. Bale in towards Doromus. A bit too close together. And good clearance by JDS though. Cuddles demoed by Bale. And it's a good touch by Halves. And he'll beat one, beat two. There's the shot from Bale. And they combine wonderfully there, Bale and Halves. And there is the goal that halves the deficit to just 1 goal now.
And seems like they're starting to find their feet a little bit. Neither team really had that long of a warm-up coming into this week. We were spying on you in chat. We saw you. So, you know, maybe they're just finding their feet a little bit. Maybe feeling their way into this series. Let's see if Hurricanes can answer right back to that goal. Bale dealing with that one well, using his mechanics. And I think this is going to be the danger man for the Vulcans as Doromus gets his shot saved to the crossbar by Captain Cuddles. And what a save it was to keep the Hurricanes 2-1 up.
A wonderful save by Cuddles. And it's Cuddles that comes again at the other side of the pitch with a counter-attack. The assist by Dumpling, looking inside from the left-hand side wall, finds his captain. And what a slot it was past the flailing Doromus. It's 3-1 to the RAF Hurricanes. And if you said to them for it to be 3-1 with 1 minute 40 to play in the first game, they would have bitten your hand off. But do you know what, Cedric? They've been full value for the lead, I think. I think it's a fair comment to make. They've been full value for this 3-1 lead as Dumpling goes up. Lovely first touch into Cuddles. And it's 4-1. Cuddles with another excellent finish off another superb pass by Dumpling. They're linking up superbly.
And yeah, I said it. I think they're going to be harder than everyone thinks to beat, especially for this Vulcans side. I think as well, Vulcans, I know that Halves, he only just got on. So maybe that is a factor as to why maybe they're a little bit slow coming into this game. Either that or just credit to the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes have come out super fast and, well, have come out ready to win by the looks of things.
Best of 7 as well to play. Don't forget, this is not the RLCS best of 3 format for day 1. This is Storm Shadows. Oh my god, what was Dumpling trying there? That was an insane creativity, and it almost paid off. That would have been a delightful goal, one of the best we've seen in a long time from an RAF team. But alas, it was saved. And 4-1 the scoreline remains as Dumpling looks infield, plays a 1-2 with Bale. Not what he would have wanted, Bale. And the shot from Cuddles again, it's 5! And the RAF Hurricanes are flying!
And Cuddles scoring his third, making it the hat-trick in this game number 1. And maybe a little bit panicky there from Bale. But the Hurricanes will take that one all day, every day. 5-1 in game number 1. And I don't really see a way back into this game now for the Vulcans.
Yeah, it'll be too little too late now, surely, if there's a comeback even attempt here for the Vulcans. But it is Bale in towards Roman. It's a good 50 by Roman. And there is a demo as well on JDS, but they can't capitalize off of it. It's 30 seconds to play. And game 1 is pretty much a dead set now. Unless something really major happens, Cuddles will come across and just swat away the danger. JDS looks to fake out Doremus, beats him nicely as well. Good 50 towards Dumpling. Smart play by JDS. Dumpling will come across now. Nice first touch, beats one. He's had a lot of joy off that left-hand side, has the Dumpling, hasn't he? He's been very lively and has been the inspiration for a lot of these Hurricanes goals. And it is 1-0 to the RAF Hurricanes. Not the start that the Vulcans would have wanted or expected. And that might throw them a little bit off balance, I fear.
I think it might, and maybe we can count ourselves lucky that we haven't got player cams on right now, because I think there might be a lot of sad and upset faces on the side of the Vulcans and some very, very smiley ones on the side of the Hurricanes. But that's the way you want to start these token matches, with pure dominance. And Dromus seems to be taking a second now just to gather his team as he's captain of that Vulcans roster. And it's in times like these where you have to make sure you're saying the right things to get your team back into the game, get their heads in the right space. Ready for this game number 2 as JDS left the game and we need a pause.
And we shall do just that. We'll adhere to these pauses. I'm not quite sure what the occasion was there, but we'll restart that from kickoff. And then once we get the all set, we'll get you back into the action. But again, a blistering start for the RAF Hurricanes. And they seem to do that a lot in these show matches and token matches. They seem to always start well. However, historically, when they've then suffered the next game or conceded the first goals, they then begin to crumble a little bit. And that's where I would like tonight, at least, to see them get out of that habit. Is now that they've got the lead, to build off of it and extend it and not be afraid by it almost and be comfortable under that kind of pressure. It's definitely something that they can do. And
they're ready to go.
Okay, yeah, we're good to go. Then we'll carry on. But it's definitely something they can do, and it's just if it can be done under this kind of pressure when there is stakes on the line here. Remember, this is for 4th position in the RAF rankings, and that can stand for a lot. For example, the qualification for Germany tournament. You know, we see the groups for that based off of the token match standings, and some of the events will be picked off these standings as well. So it's a lot to play for here between these two sides, and I wonder if that will contribute to any nerves. Or is already contributing to any nerves for both of these two teams?
It probably is, especially. I think it's probably going to be a little bit more nervy just because of the experience of the team together for the side of the Vulcans. And it's a good point to mention is that the Hurricanes have got that experience playing together in comparison to the Vulcans, obviously being a brand new roster. However, on paper, if you look at it rank by rank, the Hurricanes are kind of the underdogs in this series, and you wouldn't say that watching these two teams play at the minute.
A wonderful save. Up goes Halves, and Cuddles comes steaming in to save that one onto his own crossbar, and JDS looks to build the counter-attack. Cuddles with a good first touch, commits 2 and fakes out 2 Vulcans players. There's the centre. Dumpling couldn't quite read it, and a combination of Doremus and Halves get the ball away for the Vulcans. It's not the most convincing of defending here for the Vulcans. They seem a little bit panicky. There's a shot from Cuddles again. He finds the net. Again, he is the source of goals for his team. And the RAF Hurricanes, for the 2nd time in succession, take the lead.
And Cuddles is on absolute fire. There is no stopping Cuddles at the minute, and they've given him just an inch of space, and he's taken an absolute mile.
Up goes Doremus. It's a wonderful effort, and JDS alert to it again. Smart defending. And Dumpling looks to combine again with JDS. There's a lot of link-ups going on between this RAF Hurricane side. If they can keep that up, if they can find themselves another goal to increase that insurance policy that they have, it could spell a lot of danger here for the Vulcans. Doremus loops it high. This is dangerous. JDS on low boost. And the goal. What a shot it was from Doremus. From inside his own half. Fast aerial straight into the top left. That was a bullet.
I think even if JDS got a touch on that, I think Doremus had that one covered. And it's now 1-1. It's all even. A much stronger start from the Vulcans in this game number 2. I wonder what Doremus said to his team during that little break.
Certainly would have inspired some kind of a response from him, and it has, because they started this game off much, much better. Cuddles looking to rise for it. Dumpling will lead the charge for the Hurricanes. You can see Cuddles there lurking for a demo, and had he had a bit of boost, might have been able to land just that. As Bale collects the boost. One thing you can't really afford to do to Bale is give him space. He is extremely mechanical, as we all very well know. And should you give him that time and space, he will make the most of it. So far, the Hurricanes have been good at shutting down that time and space. But there he goes. There's one reset. There's the second. And that is exactly what he can do. You can see Cuddles as well acknowledging the nice shot in the chat. And that first touch, deadly. The second touch, phenomenal. And the third, lethal. 2-1.
And it's funny old thing, isn't it? When you mention it, can I talk it into life? Bale scoring a fantastic cross-map solo play to take the Vulcans into the lead for the first time in this best of 7 series.
They've almost went and scored a pinch off the back of that as well. And suddenly they seem unlocked. Suddenly they seemed re-energized. And there is an open net though for Dumpling, and he nods it in towards the near post, and it could have easily been whiffed. But the composure from Dumpling is excellent, and the finish exactly what was required. And it was Bale that overcommitted that time as last man. JDS got the vital touch for the assist. And we're all square again. It's 2-2.
2-2 it is. All square once again. Good kickoff from the RAF Hurricanes. Can they capitalise? No, they can't. Bale gets the boost. Takes it downfield. Halves looking to follow his original touch into the corner. Doesn't quite get the read. That would have been a fantastic effort. However, Bale's been afforded some time. Gets the reset. Passes to Doromus, who does get the finish. Though, questions need to be asked there over the Hurricanes' defence. I think that should have been saved still.
Yeah, but it found its way in, and crucially for the RAF Vulcans, it really won't matter. And apparently I'm being told that I owe series, and I don't want Bailiffs coming around, you know. I don't want Bailiffs, as Sam has said. So you know what? Sue! There we go. Oh, it's a bit of a howler. And Halves, with no boost, puts the ball onto net. And it's saved, though, by Dumpling as Doromus comes off the ceiling. Up goes Bale. Double touch opportunity! And we've seen him do that time and time again from that kind of position. Makes no mistake again. Bale with a double touch. And he doubles the RAF Vulcans lead. And they have looked much better, much more alive here in Game 2.
I said this in the first game. Maybe they just needed to find their feet in this series. And it seems like their feet have been found.
Dumpling W in the chat is what I've just read, and he is having a fantastic series. Is it enough, though, to inspire the Hurricanes to come back here in Game 2 and give themselves a bit of a cushion in the series as well? Time will tell, of course. Still over a minute to play. Doromus Centre is a good one. And again, a combination of JDS and Dumpling get that ball away. Halves. Knocks it high. Dumpling looking in field. Bale's there. Cuddles gets harassed by Bale, and it's good work actually by Bale, just interrupting the play. And now all of a sudden it's Dumpling 1 versus 1 with Halves. Can he collect some boost? He can he find the pass? Good defending by Halves. Up goes Cuddles, away by Bale.
Doromus now on the forward charge, doesn't quite beat out the defence of the RAF Hurricanes. JDS taking his time, knows he doesn't need to rush this play. Bit of confusion in the corner from the Vulcans. This could be a nightmare situation for the Vulcans, but again, well dealt with and boomed out by Bale. He is going to get a follow-up touch, and somehow that has ended up in the back of the RAF Hurricanes net.
And suddenly the scoreline favours heavily the RAF Vulcans. They won't drop this lead, and they have beaten the Hurricanes in Game 2 here to level proceedings. A much improved performance, and you have to go once again back to the words that Roman must have been speaking to his players, calming down, reaffirming the plan potentially, and all of a sudden they look a bit more unified, a bit more gelled, shall we say. And that performance from the RAF Vulcans, if that's anything to go by for the remainder of the series, they are looking in hot favourites here to take that 4th position. But remember, best of 7 marathon series. The first game went Hurricanes' way pretty convincingly. The second, the opposite way. Where do we go from here? Time will tell, but so far, so even.
First game was 5-1 to the Hurricanes, and One game later, it's now 5-2 to the Vulcans. So it can flip just like that in this funny old game. However, still 1-1. It's still anybody's series in my eyes. I predicted. I can't lie. I predicted Hurricanes after watching that first game. I'm fearing that I may be losing some channel points here.
Ooh, you put the channel point down as well. QNX VVQ have made day 2. That is incredible news. Matt, congratulations to you. QNX, if you're watching, congrats to you as well, bro. That is incredible news. Pluvo, thank you so much for the update. Again, for those teams that haven't qualified for day 2, they are or have now finished their runs. And again, massive congrats to VVQ and QNX. The series score is RAF Hurricanes 1, RAF Vulcans 1. Heading now into game number 3. It has been almost a mirror performances from both sides. First game was all RAF Hurricanes, and the second game was all RAF Vulcans. Not much to separate them at this point.
Oh, and I think one of them has the scoreboard bug again. But yeah, absolutely not much to separate them. I feel like it could just swing game by game. It just depends which team is going to show up in each specific game. Because I think, although on paper they're pretty unevenly matched, I think as teams they're quite even.
I'd say so. You'd expect that I mean, which two teams does indeed have more experience out of these two sides as a whole? I don't know. I would say, arguably, Roman has obviously an abundance of experience. Bale getting their heart. I think it's about the same. I genuinely think it's about the same. Hello, Darwife. How are you? How's it going? Nice to see you in the chat. Can't take him anywhere, says Cuddles. Alright.
That is a howler from Bale. That defo should have been an early kickoff goal and an early lead for the Vulcans. However, they still have the pressure here. We could still see a goal, and we will see a goal from Stephen Andrews, aka Halves, who, fun fact, is currently playing it from the lovely Cyprus. I'm sure Stel could tell you all about Cyprus. However, we'd be here all day if I let him start on that topic. However, that is an early lead for the RAF Vulcans.
Cuddles takes one touch, quite dangerous now, going towards the corner. Can he find the second? He does. No Hurricanes player there to capitalise on it. Dumplin will read that one, and it was a really good touch actually from Dumplin, as he will continue to stab her down the left hand side. Doromus, his touch only as far as Cuddles, who put it towards the corner. Dumplin was there looking for the pass in towards JDS, but he side flipped and couldn't get onto the ball, and Halves got it clear. And Bale was hurrying and hounding the Hurricanes players there to get off the ball. There's a nice shot again from Halves, and he's really perked up in this last couple of games as Halves, and he's found the net. And an important point here for the RAF Vulcans. It doubles their lead early on, and that has got to be a real nerve settler here for the RAF Vulcans. They're looking in a lot more control now.
Indeed, it looks like they've slowed down the game quite a bit. They look a lot more controlled, and they've definitely settled down into this series. They look a lot less panicked. And yeah, they're looking very good, must be said.
Halves, looking in field, Cuddles is there. Fantastic shot into the bottom right, and it found the post. And it almost was redirected into their own net. But somehow the ball stayed out. Somehow the bounce favoured the RAF Vulcans. And there's a chance again for Bale. He puts it onto the post and across the line by Doromus. Bale has had a couple of these absolute sitters that he's missed. But that is the nature of Rocket League. Importantly, though, for the RAF Vulcans, it ended up in the back of the net. And that is the only thing that matters.
Indeed, Doromus was there. He was aware that, maybe my teammate could miss here. Although unlikely, somehow possible. But Doromus is there to finish off. And 3-0. Pretty healthy lead. Is it about to be 4? Well saved by Cuddles. Dumpling now. Misses his first touch. He's going to let Cuddles take the job. JDS has an opportunity, saved by Doromus. Pressure is still on here for the Vulcans. Bale takes control. Gets challenged instantly by Dumpling. Now he needs to try and make something from this play. Looking for an infield pass. There's no power, but JDS is there. It's crossbar down. Doesn't quite make it over the line. They're so unlucky not to score from the opportunity. As a sidewall attempt coming from Bale. Maybe getting a little bit too big for his boots. Can't afford to get complacent in these kind of matches. However, you know, maybe he's not, and maybe he has got that in his locker. I'd love for him to prove me wrong.
That was a fine, well-worked attacking move by the RAF Hurricanes. It resulted in about 2 or 3 shots at the net. But none of them went in, and that is ultimately the crucial point. Lovely soft touch by Dumpling as well. There is Bale, though, finding the bottom right, and the Vulcans making the most of the Hurricanes being pretty wasteful with the chances that they have created. And if you don't take them, you're going to get punished. And Bale does exactly that for the RAF Vulcans. 4-0. And then looking, again, almost the opposite way for the RAF Hurricanes in the first game of the series. Full value for this lead at the moment. The Hurricanes unable to get any momentum, any goals on the board, which at the moment is proven to be their downfall. Doromus goes for a flip reset. Great effort as well by Halves. What an effort from Angle that was. But it was well saved. Cuddles demoed. Dumpling in towards JDS. Couldn't quite read that one. Cuddles will come across. Bale looked for his captain. Dumpling loops it back though towards the Vulcans net. And Halves is able to clear. 2 minutes to play.
Yeah, it feels like the clinicality has just fallen off a bit for the RAF Hurricanes in this one. Especially compared to that first game where every single ball they touched just seemed to end up in the back of the Vulcans net. Dumpling tries to get a sidewall read onto net. Fortunately, there's no power behind it. Bale now gets a reset. Dumpling reads it exceptionally well. A little double commit now coming out of the RAF Hurricanes. Dumpling gets the boost, but JDS gets the ball first. Looks for an infield pass, but no one's there. Halves left in an awkward position, does get it to his corner. And back away, trying to play it a little bit slow. And Bale, the danger man, looking for a corner read. Runs out of boost. Doromus now taking the time he knows he has. Looks for an infield. But again, nobody's there for these infields. And maybe that's the way to play against each other, is look for them infield passes, because one, no one seems to be there for them, and two, they don't seem to be getting covered. I think maybe that is the way for either team to succeed in this game. However, the Vulcans extend their lead yet again, and it's 5-0, another emphatic victory for the Vulcans with 1 minute left to play, and I don't think there's any way for the Hurricanes to get back into this one.
I could smell something in the air. Is it a day 2 RLCS player in the chat called VVQ? Ooh, it might be, you know. Welcome to the stream, Matt. Congrats again on your result. Very well done, bro. As the RAF Vulcans will be congratulating each other if they can continue this this kind of form, this kind of deadliness up for the rest of the night. It is 5 goals to the good, and it's hard to see a way back at all for the Hurricanes in the series if this continues in this manner. They've looked ruthless. I think there's only been a couple of opportunities for the RAF Hurricanes to get a goal. Sure, they weren't taken at crucial moments, but the general pattern of play has favoured the Vulcans pretty much the entirety of this game. I mean, it swings and roundabouts. The Hurricanes could come out next game and have a similar result. That is the beauty of RAF Rocket League. You never, ever know. But as this comes down to 0, it's the RAF Vulcans out that will get their noses in front in the series for 2-1. As Dumpling tries to restore at least a consolation goal, and it doesn't end up happening, which is so unfortunate, because that was a fine effort. But they weren't rewarded for that. The clean sheet for the RAF Vulcans, who will be delighted with that effort and that particular game. Ruthless, Cedric, and on that form, on that evidence, if it continues, I don't see the Hurricanes overcoming it. However, with the way that momentum can just shift at any given moment, for the Hurricanes, they just got to stay in it and be stubborn for as long as they can before conceding or finding a goal themselves. Because the earlier they concede, I feel like the more open they are.
Yeah, and I think it's also a little bit of an unfortunate factor for the Hurricanes that game. They just couldn't seem to find the back of the net. They had so many chances, hit the bar a few times, hit the post a few times, and just whiffed the ball a few times. I think if they can just dial that in a little bit more, we can see a bit of a closer game, but it does seem like the Vulcans have arrived in this series. And yeah, they're looking strong.
Shout out to the RAF Shadows, by the way. I know you guys are watching. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are taking some notes, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. as we look to start game number 4. 2-1 to the RAF Vulcans. Can they maintain that lead? Can they maintain that momentum? We'll find out now as the players look to line up. Or do they? Yes, they will. For this 4th game. I see this going the Vulcans' way only if they start fast. I think if the Hurricanes can frustrate the Vulcans and not concede early, I think we're in for a treat. I think we're in for anybody's game type situation. As Dumpling forced into an awkward save, coming off underneath his own crossbar. Cuddles can't quite clear that, and there is the early goal for the RAF Vulcans. Doroma smelling the danger, putting it home at that near post. The RAF Hurricanes couldn't just clear their lines. Had they have broke that press from the Vulcans, they would have had a chance to score into an empty net, because the Vulcans were pushed up pretty high. But they made the most of the pressure. They trusted each other, and the Vulcans on top again. 1-0.
The RAF Hurricanes seem to be struggling with the zero boost. They feel a little bit lost when they have no boost. It feels like they don't really know where to go and what to do with themselves. I think they just need to try and be a little bit more composed. There will be a chance for JDS to put that one away. Doesn't quite come through, but Cuddles, the clinicality is back as he slots that one in the bottom right corner to equalise this game number 4.
It is indeed.
Yes, game number 4.
It's a great effort from JDS as well, by the way, to commit some of the Vulcans players. He was searching for that top right. Didn't quite find it, but in doing so, baited in some Vulcans defenders. What a shot from Doromus it was. That would have been an instant response. But it was a good save by the captain, Cuddles, again. There's the redirect from Bale at an acute angle. Didn't quite pay off, and halves beats 1. Looks for his teammate as well, Doromus. It's good play by the Vulcans. They are beginning to combine a bit more now. They're looking much more like a team. And you can tell they've been working on it. They're a different side to how they looked against the RAF Harriers, for example, not so long ago, as Dumpling makes that 2 just as I'm singing the Vulcans' praises. The Hurricanes go at the other end and complete the comeback. It's 2-1.
Lovely catch as well from Dumpling. Catches the ball and forces that one into the bottom right to take the lead for the Hurricanes. And this is such an important game now for this Hurricanes side, because it means they're not going to be on the back foot going into match point. And yeah, the Vulcans, maybe they heard us. Maybe they heard us saying they need to step up. And yeah, they definitely stepped up in this first minute and a half.
Stephen Andrews, aka Halves. Cuddles couldn't clear that. JDS has to rise high and does. Really good play by JDS. Just relieving the pressure. Collects the full boost as well. And Bale's challenge as far as Dumpling. Can he reach that? Potentially could have. They're almost left in a bit of an awkward spot, but deals with it well. Lovely first touch by Dumpling. Can he get the second? Oh my god, you've seen Pluvo do it. But the save, regardless from the Vulcans, keeps the lead only at 1.
Bale now looking for a solo play. Takes to the back wall. Squishes one down. Can Doromus get there? He can, but not fast enough. That's a lovely skim from JDS to keep the Hurricanes out of danger, but not for long, as Doromus looks for a pass midfield, but nobody's there yet again. Great beat from Bale. A miss from almost everybody on the pitch. It's Bale again. Looks for a reset, but he has no boost to do anything with it. Dumpling to his corner. JDS gets one out. It's going to bounce up. It's going to be awkward here for both sides. Well dealt with from Bale. Can he beat Dumpling as well? He can. It is going to be open. Is it going to make it all the way? Yes, it is. And Bale scores to equalise this game number 4. And the Vulcans are back in it with half the game left to go. Still a long way left. It isn't over for either of these teams.
Thanks again to all 27 of you currently tuned in, by the way, to this live stream across both the RAF Storm Shadows and RAF YouTube, RAF Esports YouTube channels, enjoying the action live from this 4th versus 5th official token match here on the RAF Storm Shadows channel. It's proven to be a cracker so far as these sides do battle. Remember, it is the Vulcans who token challenged the RAF Hurricanes in search of their 4th place position. This match decides where the rankings will lie at the end of this evening. Cuddles looking to beat Bale. Aggressive in the play is Captain Cuddles and does well as well. Dumpling looks to take over. Bit of an awkward touch by Bale. Ends up backwards. Dumpling looking to fake him out. But Bale did enough to get a decent enough touch on the ball. Cuddles rotates out. JDS takes over. Nice flick. Bale misses. Can JDS convert? Good save by Roman. And things getting a little bit more tense, a little bit more nervous now between these two sides.
I would have thought that would have been a goal every day from a player of JDS's caliber. Obviously, the situation may be getting to him and his team this time, and both teams considering how the ball got in that position in the first place. And I digress as Cuddles gets a shot on target. JDS tries to force that one in. Doesn't quite make it through this time. Halves bangs one out, only to Dumpling. Will pop one over Halves. He's going to have another chance to go again. It pops one up high. Jeromus gets a full boost. What can Cuddles do now? Looks for a pass midfield. Halves is there, but not quick enough, and JD sends the Hurricanes into the lead with 1 minute left to play.
This is shaping up wonderfully here inside the final minute now. JDS steaming in at that near post. Excellent finish. And the RAF Hurricanes benefiting more off of good passing play in front of the RAF Vulcans defensive third. It's what he does, says Darwizzy. Up goes Bale. Beaten to it by Dumpton. He's actually committed 2 players. The net is temporarily open. Will it bounce in? It's off the crossbar and away. Halves getting back just in the nick of time. And can they counter? Yes, they can. And this is Rocket League at its brilliant best. End to end. It should have been a goal for the Hurricanes. Instead, it's Halves into Jeromus and 3-3. What an insane series.
Maybe, I think the Hurricanes might have thought that one was a surefire goal, but Jeromus manages to get the touch off the back wall and sends it back down the other way. And it will be equalised yet again in this game number 4. As Bale reset over his own half. Into the half of the Hurricanes. What can he do from here? Dumpling gets one out. Could be a shot. Dumpling looking for a sidewall. Well read from Bale. And you wouldn't want to put anyone else in that situation if you were on the side of the Vulcans when it comes to defending a sidewall like that. But Dumpling does get the shot off. Double commit from the Vulcans. Are we going to see anything come from that double commit? Infield pass by Dumpling. Cuddles up. JDS collects the ball. And we're going to see some last second drama. As soon as the ball goes down, it will be overtime, and it will be sent to overtime. Stell, it's all you, bro.
Dumpling kicks off with Halves, only as far as Jeromus. Nice first touch. Dumpling, though, equal to it. Cuddles steams in. That's high from Bale. JDS will be challenged here by Halves. JDS finds Dumpling. Dumpling finds JDS. Again, great combination play between the RAF Hurricanes as if to build an attack from back to front. Dumpling, up he goes. He's been dangerous from this position all night long. Halves, though, nice fast aerial. There's the shot across the face of the goal. And it looked like it was going to find that far post. And instead it's Dumpling. Has the ball in his car, looks for the flick, and Jeromus clears.
Hurricanes bumping each other, but it seems to be okay. Nothing terrible has come from that. Cuddles, low boost on the backboard. Might be in a bit of danger here. Lovely 50 from Bale. Reset from Halves, and no! I thought that was about to be a spectacular goal to win this game at number 4. JDS takes it to the sidewall, but again has no boost. Halves with the boost, gets a touch off the back ball. Unfortunately goes in the wrong direction. It's now over to JDS. The full tanker boost. Beats out 1, gets past 2. Halves having an exceptional overtime so far. But Dumpling has something to say about it. Pops one up in mid, but Jeromus is there. Can only find Cuddles, but Cuddles gets beat out by Bale. That is an awkward 50 with his teammate, and there's double commits left, right and centre from the RAF Hurricanes. But the Vulcans struggling to capitalise. Bale now off his own back wall. Gets the reset. Gets the musty to the sidewall. Can't follow it. Got to be careful being that mechanical out, or trying to be that mechanical out of his own defence. But he does well. As Jeromus almost finds it near post. Hurricanes now settled a little bit, dealing with the pressure well. But Halves off his back wall to Bale. Can Bale get a double? He has no boost. But can he get the follow-up touch? He can't get it on target. Still, I couldn't tell you who is going to take this one.
Dumpling, I mean, it's been end to end this whole time. There's mistakes, there's insane plays. Halves has come alive all of a sudden with disgusting mechanical resets that almost ending up in goals. Romas goes for a bump. Here's a shooting opportunity for the RAF Vulcans and away by JDS. Dumplin will continue the attack. Ooh, the clearance only out as far as Cuddles. It's an awkward touch. We'll look for some bumps. JDS onto the Vulcans backboard. Centers. Bale away, and this is a 2 versus 1 situation. Can Bale do it for the RAF Vulcans? Saved by Cuddles. What an insane 4th game here. This is for 2-2 or 3-1. 3 match points, all square. You couldn't call it, could you? It's the Romas, it's wide.
Halves now looking to put a dagger in this game at number 4. Not to be this time, but all the pressure now is with the Vulcans. What can they do? Well saved from Dumpling, but there has to be a goal, and it's wide from Halves. There's still pressure from the Vulcans. Are we going to see a game winner? Now we're 3 minutes into overtime. JDS misses the boost, fakes it so he can get it, but it's already been taken away, I think, by his own teammate. But Cuddles, 100 boost, gets it round to Romas, gets the bump, and someone has to be there. Well saved from Bale. Big bang left from JDS. Over to Romas. Just halves now. Dumpling applying crazy amounts of pressure, but it's down to JDS. What can he do? Cuddles. There's no power behind the shot.
What an insane series.
Dumpling taking his time. That's lovely. He can be dangerous in these positions, but Halves deletes him from the game. It's JDS going to take his place. Cuddles now taking his time. Trying to play the 50, but Halves gets it round him. Dumpling again. I think looking for a bump. Bale looking for a sidewall to close this game out. JDS is there to cover it. Cuddles. Lovely dunk, but this could be a shot. Bale deciding to go to the sidewall with it. No one's 0 boost. Is he going to go for another touch? He's not, but that's a lovely shot from Halves. But again, the Vulcans, they're getting so close. It's just wide.
Both defenses being so stubborn right now. Defense matching attack every single time. There's the shooting opportunity for the Romas! The captain of the RAF Vulcans. Sorry, he won't want me to say that. The IGL of the RAF Vulcans coming in clutch off of the pass of Haas. And you've got to feel for the RAF Hurricanes who did so well to stay in that one. But absolute insanity from both of these two sides. What a game 4. 3 match points now. 3 4th place points for the RAF Vulcans.
I feel like that is it for the Hurricanes, unless they have a miracle next 2 games. I think that series must be so hard to take if you are on the side of the Hurricanes. They played so well, and all it came down to was one mistake on their own back wall, and now they're 3-1 down. So match point, or game point, series point for the RAF Vulcans to take away that 4th spot from the Hurricanes. And yeah, valiant effort, but just not enough.
Indeed, and this is turned out as we thought it would, which is the fact that it's constant entertainment from these sides. Like, we're seeing goals that should be going in for the Hurricanes that could have changed the whole landscape of this series. We're seeing Vulcans plays. I mean, Halves coming alive with a couple of insane resets that could have easily been a goal that would have won the Vulcans the game. We have Roman and Bale being rocks, and Bale also threatening constantly as well. And on the Hurricanes, sure, they may not have the most mechanical players, but they have spirit. They have technical ability. Sorry, it's harsh to say that. They have technical ability, and they're able to find goals from seemingly nowhere with some really tidy team play. It's whether they can hold their nerve just for that extra singular second that will give them that goal in overtime. Suddenly we're at 2-2. Suddenly it's a different series, but it went the way of Vulcans. Halves linking up with the Romas, and they found their goal to take them to a 3-1 triple championship point, triple 4th place point. Surely we won't see a comeback. Surely, Cedric.
Well, I would love to see a comeback. Please, Hurricanes, if you're listening, which you shouldn't be, but lock in. Turn the stream off, focus up, get some wins, and make this even more entertaining than it already has been.
And for those who aren't aware, off your screens, there is a technical timeout, technical pause right now, which is going to come to an end within the next 15 seconds or so. I think there was some packet loss issues. and the technical timeout now has expired. I'm going to give the players a signal to go. We are set now for 3 match points, three fourth place points for the RAF Vulcans. Can they convert the first one, or are we going to be seeing more drama? Take us in, Cedric.
Dromus versus Dumpling on the kickoff. Dromus plays a lovely back right to the danger man in the air. Bale doesn't find success with the reset that time, but double commit from the Hurricanes could change that. Dumpling does get the save away. Dumpling forward to Cuddles, who does backflip. There might be an opening now for the Hurricanes. It's Bale. He's going to take his time off the back wall. Plays the 50 with Dumpling. Cuddles gets I think he has a reset. He does. Uses the wave dash. JDS off his own back wall. Plays it down to Dumpling. Dumpling looking for the shot. Well covered by Halves, and Halves plays one off the corner, and it will find Bale, and Bale will bury it to open up the scoring in this game number 5.
Bang! And that is what the doctor ordered for Bale and the RAF Vulcans. Excellent finish coming off that left-hand side wall. And, well, roof of the net. Hard to argue with that one, really. That's an emphatic way to open up the scoring here. As JDS and Deromus battle that kickoff. It's a fine shot by Dumpling. Needed to be saved by Bale. And if anybody, by the way, can understand what Rick Sanchez is, I genuinely don't know.
It's a Rick and Morty reference.
I mean, just for everyone's awareness, Bale is on the back of his jersey, by the way. I mean, I have his jersey in my room right now. It says Bale on it. And this man has a new name every single second I've ever seen him. And, I mean, fair play. He likes to express himself with his names and his mechanical ability. You know, he's winning games Rocket League. Who am I to say anything else? And up goes Deromus towards the crossbar, and Dumpling's there. And to be honest, I feel like the backboard for the RF Hurricanes has been defended pretty well across the whole night.
Yeah, it's one of their defo positive takeaways so far. But it's still 3 minutes 30 as Dumpling going to go for an air dribble. Gets it round 1. Deromus with 0 boost. Can only find Captain Cuddles. But Bale, full boost and a dream. Gets the pinch. Is it going to make its way? Lovely save from Dumpling. Pinched. Straight to the ceiling from Deromus. Cuddles found himself a little bit awkward. Mid-pass from Halves, and Hurricanes lacking a little bit of communication there. They need to try and minimise these double commits, as there is an awful lot of them happening in this series. As Dumpling looks like he's trying to kickstart a play for the Hurricanes. Cuddles into the corner of the Vulcans. Halves up. Sends that one away. Dumpling keeping this pressure. Now JDS looking for a midfield pass. Well cleared by Deromus. Cuddles again. Cuts his own teammate, who does commit for the ball, but still manages to get it forward. Does well to do so. But Deromus clears it out yet again, and it seems like the Vulcans have answers for every single play the RF Hurricanes are trying to make still.
At the moment, that is the case. Roman goes high. Good 50. This will be an open opportunity here for the Vulcans. And it's off the post and away. Once again, Bale. He's been hitting that post all night long. That could have been the goal to really put things in doubt for the RF Hurricanes. Instead, they're still alive here with Cuddles. Beats one. Snapshot as well, but Halves. Great first touch. Looks to set the Vulcans away with a counter of their own. But Deromus potentially got in the way of Halves there. At least from my view, that could have been calmed. There's an awful flip reset in front of his own net by Bale, and somehow it stayed out. A big risk taken with a lot at stake here, and it either shows the confidence that's flowing through all of their veins right now, or the absolute lunacy, because that was so risky. As Cuddles rises, can he find a shot on net? No, he can't. And the Vulcans, at the moment, I wouldn't say they're holding on. They're looking pretty comfortable and probably more likely to score the second. But you feel that they need that second goal. They need the second goal here to make things all but sure. And it might come now. And it's Bale off the right-hand side. Just beating JDS to it in the nick of time. And he finds the top corner. 2-0. And is that all she wrote now for the RAF Hurricanes? There's still time. But it will take an almighty effort to topple the Vulcans here.
I'm telling you now, Bale would not have heard at the end of it if that flip reset in front of his own net would have turned into a goal for the Hurricanes. However, he's got away with one this time. But Dumpling looking to get a goal of his own in this game at number 5, but it's not to be this time. Hurricanes just can't seem to find anything at the minute to challenge the Vulcans in this game number 5. But Cuddles tries to take it out, but has no boost. JDS touch over 1, Dumping pinches it out, but only as far as the mighty Stephen Andrews. JDS going to follow this one up. Gets beaten out by Bale, who is going to pinch this one down to make it 3-0. And I think that will be the goal that seals this series victory for the RAF Vulcans, and they will take that 4th spot away from the RAF Hurricanes.
And it's 3 for the Vulcans, and they are going to make use of their first 4th place point here in this series. They looked on the ropes at times, but they maintained their composure, and when it mattered most, put the ball into the back of the net. And there's been some insane goals and insane attempts from both of these two sides. Noting, of course, Bale, noting, of course, Halves and Roma scoring some crucial goals as well. And both teams played this in extremely good spirit, as is to be expected with all the RAF teams. A fabulous effort from the Hurricanes in their defence of 4th place. But it was just too much for them. This RAF Vulcans performance, delighted with that. And there it is, game over.
Game, set and match for the RAF Vulcans, and they will take 4th place. It is confirmed. Congratulations to the RAF Vulcans, and I've got to say, I think Halves has to be my man of the match for this game. He's played unbelievable for somebody who just jumped on. He's on ops as well. As we speak, he's away on ops, and he's come and dropped a performance like that.
He has indeed done. I was going to try and drag him into the commentary box to get his thoughts, but for me as well, my man of the match, absolutely on fire, and genuinely saw some mechanics from him that I didn't know he had, in all honesty, and it shows you the level that this Vulcans side can hit. And Halves coming up trumps, and I think Cedric will bring in. I need to change chat for this. But we'll quickly bring in I'm going to go, by the way, into the RAF Storm Shadows channel, just so you know, Cedric. We'll bring in Cuddles onto the stream to get his thoughts on how things went tonight. Now, Cuddles, I want to start with you. Firstly, good evening. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm always doing good, brother, and never a chore with you. Okay, always a pleasure. So tonight started really well for the RF Hurricanes, and for me, it's clear that you guys have a formula that can really work. But the trend that I noticed with the RF Hurricanes, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is you guys go always, like, you start fast. You take either the first goal or the first game pretty comfortably, pretty much every token match you play against teams around your skill level. But then after that, it becomes difficult for you guys, and you guys seem to struggle, even though you play well in games. What do you think is going wrong, if anything?
With the first game, I think we linked up quite well. I think it was well coordinated, and we had a solid defence and matched with a solid offence. And we started to realise, well, as the games went on, that they're not very comfortable in their half of the match, or their half of the pitch. And well, as soon as Bale got warmed up, Bale is a tricky boy. He's a very mechanical boy.
He is.
As long as he's like the tip of a spear, and as long as he's got a good rest of the team, he can do his good work.
Yeah, I take the point, and he's a cracking player, and as you guys done well the majority of the time in shutting him down. But for me, this series actually could have been very, very different. We could have been looking at a Hurricanes 4th place, and defended it if, of course, that all-important Game 4 went your way. Now, walk us through that dramatic 5-minute overtime. We thought in the commentary box you guys did excellently and could have won it. How much damage did that do mentally to try and then having to try and come back from 3-1 down?
In the mental space, I actually think we were okay until the last game. We were like, "Yeah, we've got this." We actually, I think we were the same opinion that, like, we felt like we could have pipped it. It's just we knew we were making mistakes, and I think it's a bit of ironing out to do there.
Happy with that. I mean, the formula for the RF Hurricanes, I think, is a very, very good one. And going forward, of course, you now are in 5th. You have your token. You know, what's next for the RF Hurricanes? Are you guys going to take a couple of weeks to iron things out, get a couple of sessions in, or are you going to go straight back for a challenge? You also don't have to say anything. You could also plead the 5th here.
The bloodthirsty in me wants to throw a token at them immediately.
Well, all right then.
We'll play it now.
All right then. We'll leave you to that one and let you discuss that with your team. But Cuddles, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us in the commentary box. Yeah, commiserations, but I'm sure we'll see you back, you and your team, which by the way we always find so entertaining. Back on the stream soon. Thank you so much, Cuddles.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye bye. I think that is the best place to wrap this up, Cedric. An amazing night for the RAF Vulcans and the Hurricanes, putting up a really good fight, but couldn't quite. That game 4, I think, it is where it all went wrong. Cedric, wrap us up. You have the final word.
Well, guys, that was the RAF Vulcans versus the RAF Hurricanes in today's token match. And yes, unfortunately for the Hurricanes, they have been defeated and lost their 4th spot. Commiserations to the Hurricanes. Congratulations to the RAF Vulcans. Wonder what they're going to do next. Are we going to see a challenge to the team above? We'll find out soon. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you later.